having some technical difficulties here. Hang on, am I? 2 secs, I think there's a delay, everybody, so just bear with me. Folks, I don't know if this is working. I can't see the live video on my page, so just bear with me. Fingers crossed it's all going to catch up with itself in a minute, so I'm just going to make a start and I'm just going to hope. If anybody can see me and this is working, can you write a comment in the comments box for me? Sorry to be a pain. Oh, Peter Taylor, thank you. If it's working, that's wonderful news. Okay, right, we'll make a start then. Welcome to the second family paint-along. I'll start off by just saying a massive thank you to everybody who joined me for the first one on Saturday. That was amazing, and it's keeping me sane knowing that people are joining in and having a go and families are together and being able to paint is just amazing. So a big thank you for those who joined me on Saturday. And one of the things that put a massive smile on my face was seeing all of your finished pieces of art, which was amazing. I sent loads of photographs of people holding their paintings, and that was great. So please, more of that today, I would love that. And actually, can you take it one step further? And I want to see progress shots. Sorry, I have a very special lady trying to join me, Terrell. I know that you're looking at the screen. I really want you to be able to join me. So I'm just gonna tag you in the comments, Terrell, so that you can hopefully join us. I'm so sorry, bear with me. Oh, Terrell. Terrell Chadwick. If anybody knows a Terrell Chadwick from Swansea, I really want to get her on here. I delivered her painting pack yesterday. She's not sure about Facebook, and I've tried to get her on the video, but we're struggling. Terrell, I really hope you find us soon. Sorry, I've tried tagging you, but I can't. Okay, right, so yeah, progress shots today. Please take some pictures. I want to see your setup. I want to see you at the dining room table and all of you painting together. That would be excellent. I really, that makes me smile, so thank you. Yesterday I was out with Lucy, the Rippet. We were delivering paint pots to people and brushes and all the packs that you need basically to take part in these paint-alongs. I've got gallons of paint, and I know that the shops have run out. I've also got hundreds of the 3 brushes I use. They are from my mobile art school, which is not so mobile at the moment. So if anybody wants these brushes, they're used, but they're good. They're what I use all the time for my paint-along. So still happy. I can only do delivery in Swansea and the Gower, but I've got some more packs to take out today. If anybody wants them, just get in touch. I just want people to take part. So if you need the paint and the brushes, I'm happy to deliver on that. Let's start with the material and the equipment that I'm using today. Gosh, the messages have gone nuts. It's hard to keep up with the comments and do this, but I should try and get back to you. So, equipment, stuff we're using. I use the same stuff for every paint-along, so I keep it really, really simple. There's no jargon. This is fun art, not fine art. Anybody can do it, and it's just about enjoying the process and relaxing. So, equipment. These are the 3 brushes I use. We have got a flat top brush. Quite simply, it's got a flat top to it. Then we've got a round top brush. Funny enough, it's got a... Oh, Terrell, I'm sorry, I can't answer the call because it'll cancel the video. Terrell, bless you. How do we get Terrell involved? If anybody can think of a way to get Terrell in, please help me, because I want her to join in so badly. She was so looking forward to this. I had a lovely chat with her on the phone. Oh, Terrell, I hope we can get you on. Right. So flat top brush, round top brush, and then we've got the super skinny, and this is the tiny detailed brush that we use at the end for the finer bits. Okay, so 3 brushes, that's all we need. We've got a pot of water, just a clean pot of water. At some point during the paint along, we're going to change that water, and I'll give you the nod when we need to clean it, okay? So that's that. Then we've got, quite importantly, we have our very posh palettes. I just use paper plates because they're very easy to get hold of. We can chuck them away afterwards. And the colours I'm using, always the same colours. Okay, so I never deviate from this. It's the yellow, it's the red, it's the blue, and then a black. Oh, bless Terrell. I can't answer your call. Yes, so that's the colours I use. Blue, red, yellow, black and white. So, other bits of kit that you might find useful. I'm using some kitchen towel because things get messy, so that's good to have that around. Then I have got a hairdryer. I know this isn't a hairdryer, this is like a super duper hairdryer. This is in fact a paint stripper, but if we've got hairdryers at home, quite handy to dry the layers, because otherwise you're just watching paint dry. Nobody wants that. So have yourself a hairdryer to hand if you've got one, and you can just blast things in between. Let's check that I'm still all online. I am, and my mum is here. Hey mum, is my gran here? My gran is here as well, wonderful. Oh, this is nice. Okay, let's make a start. Oh, the last little bit of, obviously quite important, this is the canvas I'm using. You can use just a normal canvas with a wooden frame, or what I'm using at the moment is like a white artboard, acrylic artboard or mixed media artboard. It's almost like a white cardboard. And I have taped it using masking tape all the way around the edge onto a piece of MDF. And 2 reasons. One, it keeps it nice and flat when I'm painting. And the second reason is when I take this masking tape off at the end, I'm left with a nice white border around the outside, so just finishes it off nicely, gives it a bit of a white frame. Okay? But if you've got canvases, that's great, artboards, just paper, whatever, it's fun art, just take part and use what you've got. I'm sadly running low on canvases. I have put another order in, we'll see how that goes. So I'd like to be able to continue getting canvases out to people if I can, but I'll give you an update on that. Let's make a start. Oh, has it frozen? Oh, this is stressful today. Right. I'm gonna make a start. Guys, I'm having comments to say that this is frozen. I really hope not. It freezes when I go to the phone. Yes, sorry, Peter, I've got somebody trying to call me who wants to follow the live video, but is struggling to find out how to do it on Facebook. So she's calling me, and as she's calling me, it's interrupting the live video feed. I'm really sorry. I wanted this lady to get online, but unfortunately I just can't do it. So I'm sorry if that's actually affecting anything. Okay. Whew. All right, let's start. So flat top brush into the water. I use a bit of water because the more water you use, the quicker the paint will dry. So we obviously need the paint to dry so that we can build it up in layers. I'm going to cover the whole canvas to start off with and completely do the background, and then we will do layers on top of that. So we have to work quite quickly when we do the first stage, the background. So take a little bit of blue, mix that with the white. I'm going for, funny enough, a sky blue, because that's what we're going to do first, is the sky. So I'll show you the colour I'm going for. Something about that colour, a bit more water. Bit of water there. Okay, so something about that colour. Looking for a sky blue colour. What we're going to do is start at the very top, straight all the way from this side of the canvas to this side. Quick, bold, confident strokes. And then as we move down the canvas, I'm going to add more white. I'm going to add it as we go. I'm not changing the brush or washing the brush. I just keep adding pure white. And what will happen is we'll gradually see it go from a nice sky blue all the way down to almost a white. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing next. Isabel Newton-Gray, hello. Big shout out to you. Lovely to see you. I hope you're going to have fun again today. Don't forget, guys, I want to see your progress shots. I want to see you hard at work, painting. That will make my day. Okay, let's make a start. Let's get this over here. So, flat top brush, fully loaded, lots of paint, bit of water, and let's go from one end of the canvas straight the way to the other side. Nice big, bold brush strokes. Okay, I've run out of paint, so a bit more. And we've got to work quickly for this first bit because I need it to stay wet. Madness, isn't it? Because I've just been saying about wanting the paint to dry. But now, for this first bit, I do want it to stay wet. Okay, so I've come about a quarter of the way down and I've not washed my brush, but I'm picking up pure white now. I've not washed my brush, don't need to. Just go straight into the white paint and let's go over a little bit over what we did a minute ago and drop down a little bit further. So as you can see, hopefully, starting to see that colour lighten. Again, back into the pure white paint there, loaded up, bit of water as well, don't forget your water, and let's go straight across. And as you're going up over what you've already done, of course it's mixing with the white paint that you've got on your brush. There you go. Alright, carry on doing that. So let's go down a bit further. Now you're just pure white, bit of water. The water helps the brush to glide along the canvas so it's not sticking, okay? That makes your life a lot easier. Right, it's at this point I kind of know that I'm not going to see much of this because obviously the foliage and the green grass, etc. will all be covered up. So I can be nice and quick and messy, it doesn't really matter. No one's going to see this bit, but I'd rather do it because otherwise you'll see that line. You'll see where you finished. There you go. See, I'll use quite a bit of water there because it will dry quicker. And it's this bottom bit of the painting that I'm going to be painting over next. So it could do with a bit more water because that means it will dry quicker. There you are. So just to recap, I started off with a sky blue colour. I used my flat top brush. I went from one side of the canvas to the other, big, bold, confident strokes, working quickly, and then adding the white to my brush that I didn't wash. And as you build up more and more white, so you get this graduated colour change. And that's what we're after, a nice graduated colour change. Blue into white. And the whole canvas, and make sure you go off the edge. If you're using masking tape, make sure you've gone off the edge as well, okay? That's your first step for today. And I'm going to warn you now, just before I came on air, this lovely easel, which I've had for many years, decided to break and it lost one of its legs. So which I have now stuck back on using the only tape I could find in the house, which was in fact masking tape. The tape that is designed to not be sticky. So I'm going to try not to touch the easel. This could all go horribly wrong. I will leave you to do that background. I'm going to get back to a few people on here. I'm going to cross my fingers that this hasn't frozen and I'm talking to nobody. And I'll be back with you shortly. Oh, a couple of hellos. Jane, it's lovely to see you. Jane Young, nice to see you. Thank you. My gran, my mum, wonderful. Louise, I hope you're painting this morning. I hope you got your painting packs out and you're ready to go. It's lovely to see you. Rebecca Booker, lovely. Hi Izzy, Isabel. Kevin, Lottie and Sunny. Lottie and Sunny, hello again. Glad you could join us. Kevin, I hope you're joining in as well. Jan, hey Jan. Oh, Annie Davis, lovely to see you, Annie. Stranger. Oh. And Elijah is back. How's your foot, Elijah? Elijah hurt his foot rushing to paint on Saturday because he thought he was going to miss it. Bless him. So hopefully foot's all better and we're painting again. Right, my screen is still freezing, so who knows what's happening. I'm going to need a new colour, but I'm pretty much done with this brush. So the flat top brush can go. Pop in there. Let's have a slurp of this. It's a very stressful one today. Lovely. Okay, so next up, I want to try and create the grass. A couple of things to note. First of all, it's got this lovely shape to it. So I want to try and get that curve. It's higher at the edges, drops down in the middle where our little bunny friends are. So green is the next colour. Let's go ahead and mix that up. So for the green, we need the blue that we already had, and we need a bit of yellow. So I'm going to add my yellow. Wonderful, let's mix a bit of that up. So I'm going for quite a light green. So let's take the yellow first, take the yellow over here, and then gradually add the blue. The blue is a powerful colour, so you don't want to add too much of the blue, so it's best to do it gradually. You can always add more, but you can't take the blue out. Let's see what we've got there. And I'm going for a grass green, funny enough. Sky blue and grass green. Right. Bit more maybe, a bit more blue in there. And I'm using the round top brush, sorry, I should have said round top brush. There you go. That's looking more like it. There you go. That looks good. Bit of water in there. Okay, so that's the sort of colour I'm going for, if everyone can see that. There you go. Now, I want to get the point on my brush. This is why we're using the round top brush, because it's got a lovely point to it, which is perfect for grass. But we need to get that point back. So you put the paintbrush in the paint, you twirl and drag it through. And as you twirl and drag, so you're pushing all of that paint to the very end of your paint bristles. And then you end up with a nice point on your brush, and that's exactly what we're after. Now, to do the grass, I am going to take my hand to the very end of the brush. Okay, so I'm holding it at the very end of the brush, not down here, but at the end. And I'm only really moving this finger, okay? Just moving this finger, not my wrists and not my arms, just this finger. And what happens, a bit like a chopstick I guess, is you just end up going up and down with the end of the brush, and that's what I'm after, just that up and down action. Let's go, and oh, I'm so scared to touch this easel, it could collapse at any minute. Whew, okay, so like I said earlier, we want to get it up high here, come down lower at the bottom so we can put our bunnies in, and back up high again over the other side. So it's kind of going for this lovely sort of smile shape, shall we say, a smile shape. I want to put some grasses in all the way around that smile shape, and then I'm going to block the rest of it in, nice and messy, with the green. So let's start, okay? Get your action going. If you need to, practice on a bit of paper plate or anything really, just have a little practice. And all you're doing is just tickling the canvas, yeah? You're just tickling it. You're barely putting any pressure on it, and we've got that lovely grassy look, and that's what I'm after. Let's do it, let's go. So, twirly twirly, drag, twirl twirl, drag, get your point back, and let's start up here. Little tickles, tiny tickles. Good. Need to come down now so that I've got enough room for my bunnies. Bunnies are going to kind of go here. So let's bring it down. Lovely. See, I want to put a bit more water in there as well, because the more watered down it is for this grass effect, the easier it is to work with. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, I hope Tyrrell has joined us. I haven't seen her come online yet. Sorry, Tyrrell. I will make sure that you get a link to this and you can do it in your own time. And somehow we'll get you online for the next one. I'm determined. Tyrrell will join us. Lovely lady. Right, so I've done that nice sort of smile shape. Let me have a little look here, see. Well, it's a bit wonky, isn't it? A bit like my easel. A bit like me. That'll do. It's grass. Not meant to be perfect. It's nice and messy. There you go. It's come up a bit further this side. Right. So now what I can do is start to get a bit darker. So I've done that there. And it's going to come down. It's going to be a bit more blocky here. It's going to be a bit more filled in. You're not going to see much of the background through it. In fact, I don't want to see any background through this bit. But what I will do is put a bit more water with it. Like so. It'd be a bit more messy here, because it doesn't really matter. There you go. Messy, 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 messy. How's everyone getting on with this? I want a picture, a progress shot picture of your grass action. Let's see you all tickling the canvas. Tell me if I'm going too fast as well. I got a lot of feedback on Saturday that I'm a bit speedy. Sorry. There you go. Okay. It's nice and messy. I've got a bit down there to do. There is my grass. That is very wonky, Claire. Very wonky. It's because I'm wonky. I think you're all doing a better job than me right now, so I have definitely got a wonk on this morning. Look at that. Oh well. Oh no, a bit more up here. There you go. Right, so to recap, lovely sort of crescent smile shape going on here. It's taller at the sides and it comes down low at the bottom. It was a watered down pale green, like a grass green, funny enough. Add the blue to the yellow, not the other way around, just so that you don't overdo it and get it too dark too quick. And then it's that whole finger thing, just using the one finger to flick up, splash myself, to go up and down, and that's all it is. A bit like chopsticks, and when you're actually on the canvas, it touches the canvas on the way down and on the way back up. So it's a bit like a pendulum, I suppose. Alright, so that's grass. I'll leave you to do that, get back to a few people over here, and I'll be with you in a sec. Hello, Anya Rose. Nice to see you, or, you know, virtually see you. Vanessa, hey. Hello, Vanessa. And Jill. Thank you, Jill. That's very kind. And Kirsty, I'm glad you're enjoying it. That's perfect. That's what we're after. I just wish we had Terrell. How can we get Terrell? Well, she'll have to see it later. Actually, on that note, if you enjoyed today and you didn't see Saturdays or you missed Saturdays, it's still up on my Facebook page, so you can watch it in your own time, and you can pause it if I go too fast. There'll be another one of these coming up Wednesday morning, so another family paint along. And tonight I'm going to try, we're going to do a grown-up paint along. So when all the little people are in bed, grab yourself a glass of something nice, and we're going to do a grown-up paint along. So that should be nice and relaxing. Once we've got through the first day of homeschooling, I'm sure we could all do with a couple of hours just painting and drinking. Let's see what we got here. Hi Vanessa, hello. I love your art, Claire. Oh, thank you. It's so sweet. Oh yes, thanks Mum for the reminder. I'm trying to get this on YouTube. I'm really trying to get some more videos up there. But to do live paint-alongs on YouTube, I need 1,000 subscribers. So I think I need about 922 more. And I'm really hopeful I can get there, because I'm sure I can. I just need you to go over to YouTube. It's Daffy Rose Art. The link is on my Facebook page. I'll put it on the comments to this video as well. If you could subscribe to my channel, I can start doing YouTube live videos, which would be great. Yeah, fingers crossed you could do that for me. That'd be great. Can't wait for tonight, wine chilling. Vicky, I am with you. Absolutely. Oh, I'm glad you're doing tonight as well. I thought it was just Wednesday. Brilliant. Right, grass. Hopefully we've all done our little flicking action. We have grass at the bottom. So now what I want to do is actually try and darken up the edges. Can you see here, this corner and this corner, they're darker. And I'm going to do that with more green, funny enough, but this time I'm going to make it darker. So this time, take the green that you made, add a little bit more blue. In fact, I need a bit more yellow, so I need more paint. Bit more blue. Oh, let's go darker. Nice. Right, so something around that kind of colour, maybe a bit more blue. Don't forget your water. I am dripping all over the floor. Oh, thank gosh for laminated flooring. Okay, so that kind of green. It's quite a bit darker than the green we used before. And I'm going to darken up now the corners of my painting here. Okay, so same action, same brush, just a darker green. Twirl and drag, get your point back. And let's go in and do the same action, but just in the corners. So I want to come off the edge of my canvas. If you've got tape like me, then I'm going over the tape. And I'm just putting some nice dark bits in there. More. Lovely, I'm starting to darken that up. Let's put some over this side. There you go. Just starting to darken that up. We can do a few in the middle as well, like here. Just put a few in. Not many, because our bunny rabbits are going here, so we don't need too much green in there. Whoop. There you go. Okay. So we've darkened up that corner and that corner. It's all starting to look nice and pretty. I'm going to let you carry on with that. It was exactly the same technique as we did before, but this time we're using a darker green and we're just doing it down here in the bottom corners and a little bit in the centre there. That's your grass. We're going to add some buttercups and daisies in a minute. So we'll leave you with that. See who else we've got online. Ah, somebody's put the comment. Oh, somebody's commented with my YouTube channel. That's for someone. It's my mum. Thanks, Mum. So my YouTube channel is now in the comments. If anybody can click on that and subscribe, that would be a massive help. Thank you. Angela, thank you. That's very kind of you. I'm glad. I'm loving it. Not loving the fact my easel is held up with masking tape, but, you know, needs must. We'll keep calm, carry on painting. Oh, good. Klinos, I'm so pleased that you'll be joining us later on. That's brilliant. Yeah, all of these videos will be available afterwards, so if you haven't caught them live, you can still catch them at another time whenever you want. Okay? Now then, shall we put the brushes away just for a sec? Get rid of those. I think it's time to use our fingers. Just going to have tea. So I want to put some lovely buttercups, daisies, all that kind of stuff, but we're going to do that with our finger because it's more fun. So let's go straight in to the yellow paint using my middle finger, yellow paint, and I am just literally, we've all done this, we're fingerprinting some buttercups. So let's put some in amongst the greenery. There you go. Put them in. And remember, we're going higher up here on the sides, we're going higher up. So either side, they come all the way up here. Like that. Let's do some big ones and some little ones. Nice. Oh, I do like to get messy. Let's do some more. Obviously we know our bunny rabbits are going here in a minute, so we don't need to put too much in the middle. A few more. Let's put a few more there. I haven't seen any progress shots yet, folks. I need to see you busy painting. Kevin, how's Lottie and Sunny doing? Let's have a picture of them. Let's see what they're working at. I'm going over some of these because this yellow is quite see-through. I want to be able to see them. Lovely. It's looking very spring and pretty and happy, isn't it? Seb and Nate, welcome. Hello, Seb and Nate. Ah, Seren, age 8, really enjoying it. Seren, wonderful to hear from you. Yes, Mum, I'm very impressed that you knew how to copy and paste a YouTube link. You are smashing it, Mum. Thanks. Samantha Carter, good, I'm glad. You can join us later. And we've got another live one coming at 8 o'clock tonight, so 8 till 10. If you fancy joining us then, it's a grown-up one. So the difference is I'll be drinking a wine, not a cup of tea. It's just one, it's not like more difficult. The painting is broken down into stages just like this is, but it's just a bit more grown up. That's if my easel lasts. That's if it doesn't collapse by tonight. Right, we've done our yellow buttercups. I think time now to do some white daisies. Okay, now my white's a bit dirty, isn't it? So I'm going to get some clean white. Bear with me. Okay, into the white paint. Laura. Oh, Laura, Lily and May. Thank you, I'm glad. I'm loving it. I am now I've calmed down. Stressful start. Wowzers. Okay. White paint, same thing. Dotting it around, okay? So let's go, let's do it. Let's just put some white marks here and there. What I want to try and do, if I can remember, is I get a bit smaller as they go up further up here, because they're going further away from us. These little fellas are smaller. These ones. And then as you come down closer to the bottom, so they're bigger. And we can wiggle our fingers around a little bit to get a bigger mark on the canvas. All right, let's do a big one there. Nice. Again, ignore the middle bit here, because that's where our bunny rabbits are going in a minute. So we don't need to concentrate on that too much. Just have a big one there. Oh gosh, that was a big one. There's another one there. And then maybe one here. Here. There you are. That'll do, she says, adding some more. Don't get carried away like me. Stop. Right, I'm going to need these. Oh yeah, I can't stop. I just can't. I'm going to need these to dry. So I'm going to give this a quick blast with hairdryer. You guys do the same, because what we're going to do next is paint our bunny rabbits in. We're going to block them in, and then we're going to add those oh, I forget every time what these are called. Somebody tell me in the comments what they're called. They're the dandelions that you go, them. Seeds go everywhere. Can't remember what they're called. We're going to do those next, okay? Kristen, looking to start doing art at home. Made my day. Thank you. Anybody who just watches this and wants to have a go, that's it. That's all. This is the only reason I wanted to do this, is just to get as many people, children, adults, everybody, in really tough times, painting. It's the most relaxing thing, and you end up with a painting at the end of it that you can feel proud of. You can't think of anything else when you're painting. You just can't. Your brain doesn't wander. It just is in the moment, and I love it. I'm very passionate about that, as you can probably tell. So yeah, I am. Kristen, I'm so pleased. Just do it. Definitely do it. 1 o'clocks. Is that what they're called? 1 o'clocks? I haven't heard that before. It's a nice name for them though. I like that. Right, I'm going to blast this with a hairdryer. If you're anything like me and your big clumpy fingers have left big dollops of paint, just try and get some of those dollops of paint off, right? Use a kitchen towel, don't wipe it off on your clothes. I just can. Okay. There you go, I've got some of the bigger bits off now. There you are, just dry that. Dandelion seed heads. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, dandelion seed heads. Weren't they called? No, I can't remember. Anyways, let's do the bunny rabbits then. If everybody's ready. Oh, Louise, yes, no problem. A quick recap from the dark grass. So actually, you haven't missed much, Louise. Don't panic. What we have done since the dark grass, we did the flicks, didn't we? The dark grass here in the corners and the bottom, and then all we've done is added buttercups and daisies using our finger. That's it. So we dapped it in the yellow and went ahead and put the buttercups in, and then we dipped into the white and we put the daisies in. So you haven't missed much at all. Don't panic. The only thing I would say is that your flowers up here towards the top are small, tiny, and then the ones that come down here closer to us are bigger, and that's it. So you haven't missed much, don't panic. We're all good. Let's go, and I'll tell you what we could do next. We could do with changing our water. Okay, so go quickly, pull that down the sink and get yourself a fresh pot of water. And join me back here in a sec. I've already got one. Here's one I prepared earlier. I'll put that there. So yeah, join me in a sec with some clean water and plenty of white paint, clean white paint. I'm going to have some tea. Don't touch the easel. Whilst you're doing that, folks, here is tonight's painting. Hopefully you can see that. This is tonight's painting, and nice and simple. Believe me, honestly it is, but it's nice and messy as well. So if you've got a spray bottle to hand, like an empty spray bottle, I'm going to use that tonight, and you'll need a kitchen towel as well. Can't wait to show you this one. So this is a grown-up paint along tonight, 8 o'clock. Give us a follow and join me, because I'll just be drinking wine on my own otherwise. So that's later. Right. Should all hopefully be back. I still haven't seen any progress shots. let's see some people at work. I want to see you painting. How are you getting on? Right, round top brush, straight in. Oh, that's not very clean. Clean your brush. Nice and clean. Right, into the white. White paint. Okay, now, what we're doing here is blocking out the bunnies. And we blocked them out in pure white to start off with. And the reason being, it will block out the background because you've got some of this green here and the blue. You'll actually see that come through the paint if we didn't do this stage. So I'm going to block it out with white to start off with, then we're going to paint them in brown afterwards, okay? So there is a method to my madness, I promise. Right, white paint, round top brush, twirl, twirl and drag. Twirl and drag, you've got your point back, okay? And you see that nice point on the end of my brush, that's what I'm after. Don't touch the easel. And then I want to get their heads in first, so just 2 circles, and then we've got these almost like teardrop bodies that sit underneath them. Try and think about how you're going to fit both these rabbits in and have enough room for them. I don't want them to be itty-bitty tiny ones, but also, you know, I don't want them too big either. So somewhere perfectly in the middle. Now these fellas are not adhering to social distancing, are they? Let's go one there. Whoop. There's one head. Okay, so it's just a circle. Nothing complicated. That'll do. Yeah. And let's do his mate over here. I don't know if you can pick up the audio, but I have the sound of masking tape slowly unpeeling from the back of my easel. It's terrifying. Oh gosh, I really hope this easel lasts. Right. Oh, this little guy's got a small head, hasn't he? Let's get him a bit bigger. There you go. Right. Now then, for the teardrop bodies. Okay, so let's go. Let's teardrop body. So it's thin at the top and fat at the bottom. There you go. Teardrop body. Make sure he's actually touching the head. That will do. A bit more white, and let's do this guy over here. Altogether smaller rabbit over this side, I don't know why. There you go. So hopefully you can probably see now where I put that white paint over, you can still see some of the grass and the sky behind it. So that's why I've done this first stage, because by the time I go to put the brown over it now, that you won't see. So it's proper blocked it out. A bit more there. So to recap, 2 white circles for their heads, and then 2 white teardrop shapes connected to them for their bodies. That's all we've done so far. Let's see what we've got going on. Blow and make a wish. I'm going to blow and make a wish that my easel doesn't break before the end of this broadcast. Oh, never mind. Right. Now then, we've done our heads, we've done our bodies. It's time to do our ears. So I want nice big ears. Let's go. I'm going to get that just twirl and drag again, so we've got a lovely point. And let's just do one ear. There's one there. Another ear. There's one there. Oh, it's a big ear. Big ear. It's fine. Okay. And then I want this guy to have a slightly floppy ear. We'll give him a little floppy ear. So we'll do the normal ear first. There's his normal ear. And then to do the floppy ear, we're going to go halfway up with a flat line. Okay, so it's gone halfway up, flat line at the top. Twirl and drag. Oh, twirl and drag. And then there's his floppy part. Yeah, so he's got a little droopy down here. Makes him a little cuter, doesn't it? Now, if you get a chance, you can go over what you've already done if it's dry. If it's not dry, all you end up doing is taking the white paint off, which is not what we're after. But you might as well give it a little second coat, and that will brighten it all up. Could leave these as white bunny rabbits, could I? There. Ooh. Okay. Get rid of any blobs of paint, so I don't want blobs because they take ages to dry. So get rid of some of those. There you have it, I think. I don't need to wash my brush because I'm going to come back to using white in a minute. But we have now done for our bunny rabbits 2 small circles, 2 teardrops attached to them for the bodies, and then our ears. And normal ears on that one, and then just one floppy ear over here. Okay? We are storming through this. Right. How are we getting on? So we've got now to do the, what did we say that was 1 o'clock? So we've got to do the dandelion seeds, and we're going to do that using the white paint. Again, we're going to block it out, then we'll come back later and we'll do some detail on them. So if we're ready to go, let's put the dandelion seed heads in. I'm going to use the round top brush again. Just check that everything over here is dry. If any of this is wet, that was wet, never mind. If anything is wet over here, once you do this white, it's going to mix with it, and I don't want that. So nice big white circles. I'm going to do them different shapes, not going to do different shapes, they're all circles, but different sizes. So some are big, some are small. Let's just do one. So there's one. I'm using my round top brush. Some people feel, what happened there? Some people feel a bit better using the super skinny, so you're welcome to use the super skinny if you want. There we go. Let's put a little one here. Nice. Let's do a big one where I've just dropped my brush. No one noticed that. And then a few here. There we go. Maybe one smaller one here. And then maybe one here. Oh, we've got tulips to do next. Just remembered. Just going over a few of those. Make these nice and bright. Don't want the paint to be too thick though, because it needs to dry. We don't want to be watching paint dry, do we? you go. Whoop, another one. Is that enough, do we reckon? I'll tell you what, let's get one more little one here. Oh, well, that little one just got bigger. Let's just paint that in. Right. Oh. Let's give them a quick dry. Okay, so just to recap, they are my 1 o'clocks, or my dandelion seed heads, or whatever we're calling them today. They're different shapes. No, they're not. They're all circles, but they're different sizes. Okay, so we've got some big ones, some little ones. Mix it up a little bit. We're just blocking them in white. Use the round top brush or the super skinny, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And then when it's done, give it a blast with the hairdryer, and we can get that dry. Coming along, isn't it? It's coming along. Who's still with me? I haven't heard from people for a while. I hate to think that that's because I've gone offline. Fingers crossed not. Who's with me? Who's still painting? I am moving on now to a different colour. The only colour we haven't used yet. So I'm going to pour out some red. Red next. Woo. There's a bit of red. Fortunately, I've got a bit of yellow on my other plate. Okay. Right, so new colours. We've got red. We already had a bit of yellow, didn't we? So I've pulled some of that across. And white. I've had to go to a new plate because I'm messy. I've gone through 3 plates already. Let's hope there isn't a shortage of paper plates anytime soon. Right, let's go. So I want to mix up a red there. Take that red there. Let's add a little bit of yellow to it, just to brighten it up a bit. Kind of going for like a coral colour. Let's see, it doesn't change it that drastically, but there is a bit of yellow in there. And I'm also going to add a little bit of white, not a lot. And basically what the white does, you'll hear me talk about this a lot, the white's not, I'm not putting enough in there to really change the colour. All I'm doing is adding the white to get rid of it looking so see-through, because the red and the yellow has got a kind of a see-through quality. So when you paint it on here, you can see stuff behind it, and that's not what I'm after. So I've added a bit of white to stop that from happening, okay? I'm not using too much water with this, but I am still, every now and again, just putting a little bit of water in there to help it along its way. So that is my red colour. I added a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white to sort of brighten it up a bit. And we're going to put some nice red tulips in now. Okay, let's do that. So plenty of your old twirl and drag, and you've got your nice point back. Oh, Louise, you can take a photo on your phone, and I think you can add a photo as a comment. I think that's how it works. Give it a go. I'm sure you can add a photo as a comment. Yes, because people did yesterday, so it must be possible, must be. Right, let's get some tulips on the go. The tulips, what I want to try and do is put a little flick of highlight in each of these tulips. So I'm going to put in a few, and when as it's drying, I'm just going to flick a little bit of white and yellow. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you now. Right, so let's go one there. So it's 2 strokes really, 2 strokes. There's 1 stroke, 2 strokes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Again, I want them to be all different sizes. 1 stroke, 2 strokes. Maybe there's one here. Okay. They're only just little ovals. Like that. Alright, now, not washing my brush, don't need to. Just pick up some yellow, nice lot of yellow, maybe even a bit of white, right? So I've got some yellow and white on there, on that brush, and I can just go from the top of my tulip and just flick down, little flick. See that one? That's all I'm after, it's just a little bit of a highlight. So let's do them all on the same side. I've chosen the right hand side. I don't work well upside down. And I'm just going to do a little flick on each. Oh, that was a nice one, that worked well. And a little one there. That didn't work so well. And there. And there. Oh. Well, that was a big bold one, wasn't it? Never mind. Give that a wash. So that's what I want to do. You paint your tulips in, 2 strokes, 1, 2. There's your little oval shape. Whilst it's drying, you pick up your yellow with a bit of white. Just pick them both up and just go flick, little flick, and it should hopefully give you a little highlight. Just to get rid of that there. That's too much even for me. There you go. Right, let's do the, let's do the other side. And out, I've splashed my bunny. Oh no, that looks a bit bad, isn't it? Okay. 4 tulips then, I'm going to do another one here. Let's do some here. Make sure you give yourself enough time with these still wet to add your little flicks of colour in. Didn't need to do that. So pick up the yellow now, yellow and a bit of white on the end of your brush, nice lot of it, and you can just flick down, down, a bit more. Oh, it's a wonky tulip. Okay, looking good. Wash that off. So that is the start of our tulips. And all it was 2 strokes. I do 1 round that side, 1 round that side. So you've got a nice oval shape. Then whilst that's drying, you pick up a bit of yellow with a little bit of white and you literally just do a little flick inside your tulips and that should give you all a bit of highlight. I'll leave that with you. Let's see what we've got going on over here. Oh, Lottie and Sunny still painting, good. Anya Rose still painting. Ath's still painting. Rhiannon's joined us. Vicky's still here. Oh, wonderful. Woohoo! Okay. I'm going to quickly blast these. Now, if you are anything like me, when you did these little flicks, you would have had quite a lot of paint on your brush. So you would have found that you've got some blobs of paint on these tulips. So this next bit, you probably will need to just give it a good blast. And we're not painting over the top of any of that, so it doesn't necessarily need to be dry, but I constantly lean in my paint, so it's nicer to have that dry for working on the next stage. So give it a quick blast. Right, hopefully you've all done with your tulips. I've just noticed a mistake. That'll do. No, it won't. It just won't do. There you go. Okay. Right, so I need to make up now a brown. Least favourite colour to make. You can make a brown quite easily by accident, but when you're trying to make a brown, it's the hardest colour to make. So, bear with me, we can do this. What we're going to use is, we're going to break down making brown into 2 stages. I'm first of all going to make myself an orange. So let's just use up that red that we had for the tulips, and let's add a load more yellow to it. Load more than that. Okay, making myself a nice orange. So break down making a brown into 2 stages. You make an orange first, something a little bit like that, nice deep orange, yeah. Then we add the blue. Put that over there. Then we add the blue. So do this gradually. Again, blue's a really confident, bold colour, it's dominant, so it takes over everything. So add that blue gently, one little bit at a time. A bit more. And start to see a brown colour emerge, hopefully. It's a difficult colour to try and get. You can get it really easily when you don't want it, but it's a very difficult colour to mix up. So that's the sort of brown I'm after. What's that, like a, well, I think that's a milk chocolate colour, isn't it? Bit of galaxy there. Nom nom nom. Right, so it's that sort of brown. Leave that there for a sec so you can all see it. So we're making up, whoa, there, red. We're making up a brown. So you start off with an orange, which we made up because we had that tulip colour, didn't we? And we added a load more yellow to that to make yourself a deep orange. And then you gradually, and it, honestly, real gradually, add a bit of the blue. And you'll darken it down, and you'll end up, hopefully, with something that looks a bit like that. Everyone's got that colour? Few things, so if it looks like it's too green, add some red. If it looks like it's gone purple, add some yellow, okay? So if you've got something that's going green, add more red. If you've got something that's looking like it's going too purple, add more yellow. It's trial and error. I'm gonna make a start. If anybody's still struggling with their brown, just battle on. Battle on, you'll get there. Alright, you start with a deep orange, add the blue gently, you end up with a brown. Get rid of that. Put that there. I've lost my tea, which is now very cold. Rhiannon hates brown. Yeah, me too. I hate brown, but bunny brown is fine. Bunny brown is good. Okay, so what we do to start off with is paint all of the bunny, all of it. Okay, we're just going to block out what we did in white, but with the brown. If you want to use your super skinny, you can. You'll be there for ages. Be brave. Put your big girl boy pants on. Put these with a round top brush. So let's go. I think these bunnies are going to be a slightly different colour to that one. How are we doing for time? Oh, good stuff. 5 past. Just over halfway. Doing well, folks. That's just the first stage of my bunnies, because I'm going to add the shadows to it in a minute and the highlights. Start to make them look a bit more 3D. I know they look a bit odd at the moment. They look a funny colour if I'm honest. They're brownish. There you go. Whoop. Bit fiddly. Just to do the ears is a bit fiddly. I want to try and keep to what I did with the white, see? That just takes a little bit of concentration. There you go. That's them all blocked in. Funny colour, these bunny rabbits. I think they've been in the sun a bit too long, perhaps. We'll come back to them in a minute. So let's put that brown to one side. You are some redhead bunnies, yeah? I've done some ginger bunnies. It's fine, it's fine. They come in all different colours. I'm going to darken them up in a minute anyway, so that'll make, we'll add a bit more brown to the mix then. So we'll get that dry, and we're going to turn attention back to our 1 o'clocks, our dandelion seed heads. Let's give it a quick blast with the hairdryer whilst you guys are finishing up the bunnies. Okay, let's get that washed off. Because I'm going to go back to using my hands, because I love it. Do I need to use another plate, really? No. So I just need some white paint. What I'm going to do is the edges of my 1 o'clocks, I want to make them look nice and fluffy. And the way I can make them look fluffy is by tapping a little bit of white paint on my middle finger. You're just tapping around the outside edge, and you basically put the white paint on and take a bit of it off, so I've got hardly anything on there. And I am just going round the edge. So I'm half on the white and half on the green in the background. You'll end up with a nice fluffy seed head. The trick is not to have too much paint on your hands, yeah? So not too much paint on your finger. You put the paint on and then you take some of it off, and it'll end up fluffing around the outside there. And funny enough, we'll be using this technique as well for the old bunny rabbit tail in a minute, because these look like bunny rabbit tails. So anybody who did the chicks with me on Saturday, the little Easter chicks, this is the same technique we use for making them look really nice and fluffy. Okay. Always good to have a bit of finger painting. I've got quite a few to do, so don't take too long on it. You're supposed to make them look nice and messy, just fluffy. Ooh. Okay. tap, tap. Right, I'm gonna nip round that side, not touching the easel, it's gonna break. Let's do these ones. Oh, God, I wish I hadn't done so many. Okay, one more. I think that's the lot, isn't it? Yep, that's all of it. So I'll leave you to carry on tapping them. Lovely. Right, while you finish that off, while you finish that off, I just wanted to say thank you. I mentioned on Saturday wanting to do live paint-alongs to care homes and wondered if there was any out there. And I've had one contact me locally in Langdon, so I'm in North Gower, so I'm really, really pleased. I'm going to be doing a live paint-along straight to the care home. They've got on a big screen. And we're doing that, I think, hopefully tomorrow. I think we've just got to book in a time, and I'm delivering their paint packs later today, so they've all got their paints and canvases. So thank you for the power of Facebook getting that to happen. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased. I'd love to do some more of those. I've got a lot of time on my hands right now, and I'm going stir crazy at home. So if I can paint, it'll keep me sane, so I just want to do paint-alongs. Oh, and to the lovely Martha as well, who's having a paint-along. It was her birthday, which has obviously all been cancelled for various reasons. So I'm going to be doing a little paint-along for her birthday special treat, and we're going to do the drama llama. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to some of these paint-alongs. It's just keeping me going. So thank you so much. Right, we've done our fluffy 1 o'clocks. Let's get some tails on these things, because bunnies wouldn't be the same without tails. I've lost my brush. Fear not, just get another one. It's a new brush. Right, so round top brush. Round top, white paint, bit of water. All I want to do is paint in these nice bunny tails. So, nice bushy bunny tails. So there's one. We'll probably have to do this a few times to get them to show up. And there's a second bunny tail. Whoop. Gosh. Let's go down there a bit. I've made a wonky tail. Cool. Alright, we'll come back and we'll put another layer on those in a minute, but that will do for now. I'm actually going to come back and do a bit more with my bunny. Alright, so let's put the white to one side. Now I'm going back into the brown paint that we were using. Yeah, this brown paint. But I want to try and make it a bit darker this time, because now I'm going to be doing the shadows. So to do that, I'm going to add a little bit more blue. Should take it down a couple of shades. A bit more blue. More than that. arguably that's the colour I should have used first. Never mind. There you go, it's a bit more blue. Okay, and so set with me. I'm going to make this brown a bit darker by adding more blue. Gradually though, don't just go for it. Add a little bit at a time. Get your twirl and drag on again. Twirl and drag, twirl and drag, twirl, drag, and you've got your nice points, yeah? And then I want to darken up everything on this side of the bunnies. Okay, so down the ears, down the head, down the body. Okay, I'm going to go for it. So this is just slightly inside the shape itself. And going with a darker line. Let's get my twirl back. So just like that. Darkening up. Watch your tail that you've just done. We can always come back and do that again in a minute anyways. And then down this side. Okay. Darken those sides up. Darken the side of their heads up. Same technique. Just use a quick sort of stroke. One there. One there. And then down the side of each ear. There. And there. And one here. Just got to do that one. And of course with this ear being on the top, it's flopped over. That's where your dark shadow would be, on top of the floppy bit. On top of the floppy bit. Okay. And then I can switch over to my super skinny brush, which is there. So this is the super skinny brush. I can swap over to that and I can start putting a little bit of detail in with this darker colour. So where I've put my dark side in, you're just putting a few little strokes, little marks. They're kind of like dashes to show where the hair might be. The fur, sorry, it's fur, isn't it, on a rabbit? There you go. Just little dashes, downward lines to start to shade that in. There we go. Starting to look less ginger now. There we go. A little bit more. There you go. That's given them a bit more shape, hasn't it? So to recap, I used my round top brush into that darker brown that I made, and I made that using the brown that we had before, but I added a bit more blue to it. Using that colour, I've used my round top brush and I've just done the outside edge, the right hand side of the whole bunny, ears and all. And then I've gone and used my super skinny brush into the same colour and just done some downward dashes to shade all of that in. And we end up, hopefully, with two slightly more rounder looking bunnies. That's what we're after. So I will just quickly blast that whilst you guys finish off. Could you tell me what I need to start doing it from home, please? The types of brushes, the paints and the canvases. Yes, Kristen, no problem. Happy to do that. And everything I've used today is pretty much everything I use for every paint along. So I don't use anything else. I use 3 brushes. Let's show you the 3 brushes. Where are we? My 3 brushes that I use for everything, all paint-alongs, adult ones, grown-up ones, there are children's ones, always 3 brushes. A flat top brush, that's that one, got a nice flat top. I've got the round top brush, which has got a lovely point on it, that's these. And then the super skinny brush, which has got a small, fine sort of detailed end to it, a nice little point. And that's honestly the only 3 brushes I think that you need. Like I said at the beginning, I've got hundreds of each of these, because obviously I used it for my mobile art school. I don't think they're going to be used for a very long time. So if anybody wants a pack of these brushes, I'm happy to get them to you. I can't do anything in the post apparently, but I can deliver them in Swansea and the Gower, which is what we were doing yesterday. So I'm happy to do that more if there's people that want them. Kristen, I don't know where you're based, but if you're local, I can get a pack out to you, which would include those 3 brushes. Paints, acrylic paint is what we're using today. You can get acrylic paint at B&M, Home Bargains. I do think that a lot of them are sold out now, and obviously we're being told not to go out if it's not completely necessary. And I suppose a paint run isn't that necessary. So I've got gallons of paint here. Again, if I can get it to anybody who needs it, I will do. You don't need to overcomplicate things. You only need, you only ever need, for my paint-alongs, these colours. The 3 primary colours, blue, red, yellow, black and white. And that's it. That's all you'll need for any of my paint-alongs, because I've mixed all the colours up. I'll talk you through what colours will make what, and you don't need anything else. So that's it. Canvases, you can get canvases in most places. The wooden stretched canvases are good. I use artboard. They come in pads of 10. Acrylic artboards, you can buy them on Amazon for £20 for 10. Or mixed media artboard, same thing. So that's what I'm using. That's what I'm running low of, unfortunately. After yesterday, I don't have many canvases left, and I've obviously got to keep some back to keep doing the paint-alongs. I'm hoping I've got a new delivery coming. Fingers crossed. So yeah, Kristen, don't overcomplicate it. Get 3 brushes, your primary colours, black, white, and any sort of artboard or mixed media artboard or canvas will do. Amazing. Right, let's finish. Well, not finish, let's do some more. Next up, I want to make my bunny tails a bit whiter. I need a bit more white to do that. Oh, Kristen, okay, Newcastle. Well, I want to be able to post them, but I've been told by the post office that I can't send parcels, but I'm pretty sure I could fit the paintbrushes in an envelope. Yeah. So maybe, I'm sort of taking each day as it comes at the moment and seeing what I'm allowed and what I'm not allowed to do. So I'll have a look into that later, and perhaps we can post them in the post, just paintbrushes. Alright, so let's make our little fluffy bunny tails a bit whiter. So it's straightforward, round top brush, chuck another coat of white paint onto that. So that's getting a bit brighter. And that's a nice quick stage. We just need to paint those back over so they're looking brighter. Each layer that we put on, they should get nice and bright. And then I'll leave that white on there because I'm actually going to move back to my bunnies. Take a bit of that brown, a little bit of that brown, not a lot, a little bit, and mix it with some white. So we're ending up with a nice light brown now. We've done the dark brown shadows, now we're doing the light brown highlights. So, don't need much of it, we're probably only going to do 6 or 7 brush strokes, so you don't need much of this colour. But this is that bit of that brown with the white, alright? And we'll wash that off. And I'll move across now to my super skinny brush. Back into the super skinny brush. Super skinny, and load up with that nice pale light brown. How are we doing for time? Yeah, 20 past, it's good. 25 past. All right, let's put that to one side, bit of water, got my water. Now, using the super skinny brush, I'm going to make my highlights fit just inside the bunny rabbit. So the difference between the shadows and the highlights, the shadows will go on the edge, will actually go up and onto the edge of the rabbit. The highlights will actually sit just inside. So I think you can see here, the highlights are just inside the rabbit. So it's not right on the edge. Let's put one little line there, just inside, more paint, and then one in there. You can see that's just inside the bunny rabbit, it's not on the edge, whereas the shadow always goes on the edge of the object, the highlights will sit just inside the object. There's one there. And let's do this one. One there. And there. There. Then a bit more on this one. One there. And then, don't forget this one goes behind the other one, so I'll stop that highlight a bit early. Nice, now they're starting to plump up a bit, aren't they? How are we doing, folks? Everybody still with me? It's around about now in these paint-alongs that I start wondering if I'm just talking to myself in a room like a crazy lady. Hopefully not. Oh, I've missed an ear. I've missed his ear. Let's get one in there. Alright. There you are. They're looking a bit more bunnyish, aren't they? Brush that off. What have we got left to do? We have got to fluff up our bunny tails. Dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. We need to put some shadows in our 1 o'clocks. And I think we're not far off then. How exciting. Right, who's with me? Who's still here? Yay, Nicola is still here. It's a very odd feeling, I've got to be honest, doing live online paint-alongs. I'm used to doing this with big groups of people and I can interact with them and they can talk back to me. So this is odd, it's so bizarre. I hope you guys are still enjoying it. It's a very different way of doing things for me. But it's nice because actually I'm reaching more people that have not been able to come to my paint-alongs how they used to be in physical locations. Now I've got people all over, which is, yeah, that's amazing. So I will try and get used to this. I will try and get used to talking to myself. I'm sure I can do it. Ah, thanks, Louise. Ah, bless. Okay. Right, I'm going to give that a quick blast. I think my bunny tails are still wet, so I'm going to give them a blast. That's what I'm working on next. So if you want to get your bunny tails dry for me, that'd be great. This is your little one's art lesson for the week. Ha, that's amazing. Oh, I think you should have 2 art lessons a week. So there's one on Wednesday. Join me for that as well. Doing what are we doing on? Oh, I know what we're doing on Wednesday. Hang about. Not there. Wednesday. So we're doing our love bugs on Wednesday. Nice little happy painting, love bugs. So yeah, this will be Wednesday at 10 o'clock. But for now, let's finish our little love bunnies. So I need to fluff up my bunny tails. They should be dry now. They are dry and they're hot. Okay, same as before. So we're going with our finger into the white paint. So just the white paint there. Take a little bit of it off. So you don't want too much on your finger. That's the trick. You put it on and you take it off a bit. So you haven't got much on there. I'll take it all off. And then going over, slightly over the white and slightly over the bunny's body, I'm just tapping. Just tapping. And you see what happens is you get this little sort of fingerprint that's running out of paint. That makes it look fluffy around the edges. Oh, Vanessa, I miss them tremendously. I miss my classes loads. I'm hoping this is going to bridge the gap for a bit. I can do online stuff. It's not quite the same, but I am still loving it. You guys are keeping me sane. I want to see the fluffiest bunny tails. Everybody can show me how fluffy they managed to get their bunny tails. That'd be great. Big fluffy ones. Oh, he's a big fluffy bunny tail. I like that one. That's a good one. Let's do a bit more. A bit more. Another good one, Nick. Two good fluffy bunny tails. Usually one's good, the other one's rubbish. Oh, spoke too soon. Guys, my easel is still standing. I shouldn't say that too loud, should I? It has not collapsed. How amazing. Held together with pure masking tape and hope. Really hope Amazon can get me a new easel. Really sharpish. Right, there you are. I like them fluffy bunny tails. They're nice, very nice. Okay, leave you to do that. We're going to carry on using our fingers, so no need to wash your hands just yet, because we're going to put in some shadows in our 1 o'clocks. Then we're going to put the shadow in our bunny tails. And then we are pretty much not far off finishing. And we're good for time as well. This is brilliant. Right, I'm going to have some cold tea. I like a bit of cold tea. Oh, okay. Right, whilst you're continuing to tap and get the best bunny tails you can, I'm going to mix up you know that green we used? The green that we used for, what did we use this, well, for the grass, for the darker grass, we used it earlier. There's probably still a bit of it left somewhere, still a bit wet, so that's good. I'm going to take a little bit of that, tiny amount, but then I'm going to take a load of white and mix that with it. Okay? So you end up with, I'll show you now, bit more. There you are. Right. So it's something a bit like that. So I don't know if we can see this colour. See that colour there? It's just a palish green, okay? Now, we are all pros at doing our finger dabbing now, because we've done enough of it. And this is tricky, so we want to try and get a bit of shadow going around the middle of our dandelion seed heads, alright? So it's almost like a C shape. So let's pick up some of that on our finger. Again, take some of it off. So you put it on, you take a little bit off. Put it on, take a little bit off. Now just inside that dandelion, bottom left corner, I'm just adding, and this is really delicate, so really delicate with it. I'm just darkening out that bottom left, but inside, so not the edge, inside. You see that it's inside. You start to make them look a bit round now. See that? There's the next one done. Ooh, too much paint on my finger. Yeah, it's delicate, tricky this bit. I'll give you that, this bit's a bit trickier. Just need to be delicate, that's all. Just a bit gentle, a bit delicate, and not using too much paint. Okay, you put it on your finger, you take it off, and then you concentrate on that bottom left. There we go. Let's do that again. Tap, 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 tap. How long is a painting session, Kristen? All my paint-alongs are usually 2 hours long. I think any longer than that, people just get bored. I can't cope for longer than 2 hours. And then, what's my aim? I don't know whether you mean for these live ones or whether you mean face-to-face or what, but my aim at this moment in time is just to get people painting. That's it. It's quite simple. I just want to get people painting. Yeah, you learning something at the same time, but for me it's more about relaxing for 2 hours and just, you know, getting away from the chaos and the madness. We're, you know, in house, can't get out, so paint. That's it. That's my aim. I think that's what you meant. I'm not sure. Oh, Louise, thank you for posting pictures and the events. I'll have a little look. Can't wait to see them. Where have we got to? So I'll let you guys catch up, but just to recap, I've done the bottom left corner of each of my 1 o'clocks or my dandelion seed heads. Just tapping with the finger, little taps, just inside that. So I'm not going to the edge where the fluffy bits are, it's just inside. Now they're starting to look a bit, hopefully, a bit rounder, yeah? A bit more like a ball shape. So that's what we've got so far. I'm going to give that a quick blast with the hairdryer, and then join me back in a minute. We're going to do the same sort of thing, but for our cute little cute little bunny rabbit tails, okay? So let's dry that. Alright, let's have a little look now. Looking okay, it's looking good so far. So far so good. As we're finishing that bit off, I'm going to mix myself up a bit of very pale blue. So we may still have some from the sky that we did earlier, so I've still got a little bit here. And because I know I don't need much of this, I can just take a little bit. I'm using my finger again, sorry guys. Making a pale blue colour. Pale blue And it's exactly the same technique that we used for our dandelion heads a minute ago. Like so. And again, you put paint on and then you take some of it off. So the trick is not to have much paint on your finger, okay? You haven't got much on there. That's how we're going to make it look fluffy. If we had too much paint on there, we'd end up with the buttercups and daisies that we did earlier. And that's more sort of printing it on. This is making that fluffy effect. So that's why you don't want too much paint on your finger. So we're going to now do the same thing that we did with the dandelion seed heads. We're going to do those on the bunny's tail. So concentrate on the bottom left corner and do it just inside. And let's tap really gently, hardly any pressure, nice and gently, like that. Oh, the last one wasn't very good. You can cover up any problems, see, with the white. So I just put a bit of blue there. Let's cover that up with a bit of white. Let's get that gone. Done. Back into the blue, let's go over here. There you are. Ah, these are looking cute. Can't wait to see everybody's bunny tails. Make sure you get them posted. I want to see some photos. I want the fluffiest bunny tail. Who reckons they've got the fluffiest bunny tail? Let's round it down a nice bit more. There you are. Looking good. I'm quite happy with my fluffy tails. Quite good. That will do. Right, quick blast with the hairdryer then. Rightio. And that is looking good, I think. Do you want to tell you what I'm going to do? I'm titivating now. I'm doing little bits that we might want to change and update and improve. Not that one. So for that one. Paper plates everywhere. Let's go to the paler brown paint that we used earlier. Remember that really light brown? You might not need to do this, but mine, I've sort of lost that highlight somewhere. It's just gone see-through, so I'm going to add another little bit of that to it. Let's just do that again, another layer of that. That's a bit brighter. Again, you don't need to do this. You might think yours is bright enough. Perhaps there's other bits of the painting you want to have a little go at now. Go. I'd say I'm going to put a few little dashes like I did the other side, just to see his fur come through a bit. So remember these little downward dashes that we did earlier? Let's do a few more of those. Give them a bit of texture where his fur is. Right, lovely. And then the final stage, most important stage of all, is to sign your paintings, everybody. I want some super swanky artist signatures. I want some symbols, maybe some initials, however you want to do it. But you must sign your painting. This is your masterpiece. So you take your, I'm probably going to use white because I think that will stand out better. If you've taped it like I've taped it, just make sure you're not signing the tape, because obviously when we take the tape off, you're not going to see it. So let's go and put a little signature. Woo. Woo. Mine's more of a symbol than a signature. There you go. That will do. And that, folks, is our Easter bunnies done. Sorted. Okay? Oh, so if you've got it taped, take your tape off now. Do it real gently, because it will sometimes take the page, the top of the page off. So that goes. Ooh. Oh, nice and gently. There. Another one. And the final one. Ooh. Done. There we have it. Easter bunnies done. So, hopefully you have all enjoyed it this morning. We've had a couple of hours out, haven't we? Had some painting, brilliant. On Wednesday is my next one, 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. I'm going to be doing this little happy painting. So this is my love bugs. So we'll be doing love bugs on Wednesday. And for the not so little viewers, tonight I've got an adult paint along, a more grown up one. And I'll be painting this with you guys. So this is my vase of roses. We'll be doing this tonight from 8 o'clock, 8 till 10. I'm going to stop my cup of tea for a glass of wine. And just, yeah, come and join me, have a couple of hours out and chill for a bit. That's it, I think. Oh, again, YouTube, just to reiterate, I really want to get my YouTube channel so that I can do live videos, but I can't do it until I get 1,000 subscribers. So I need about 900 more. So if once you've enjoyed this, could you please head over to my YouTube channel. The the link to YouTube is in my comments there, and I will also post the link again. If you could follow that link, I'm Daffy Rose Studios on YouTube. Follow it and subscribe, hit subscribe, and then if I get 1,000 of those subscribers, I can go live on YouTube, which would be brilliant and hopefully reach more people. But for now, we're Facebook Live. We are doing it again tonight, 8 o'clock for the adults, twice on Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning for the family paint along, 8 o'clock for the adult one. I think that's everything, unless somebody's reminded me something. Thank you, thank you. Anya Rose, good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Mum, I love you too. Oh, and Gran, thank you. Right, let's go on with the day. So have a lovely day, folks. It's lovely to see you all, or not, as the case may be. I didn't see you. I shall speak to you all hopefully later on today, and that's it. See you. Mwah. Bye.